Can I tell you a story? Can I tell you about my week? It's Friday, end of the week. It's been a great week. We've done some phenomenal work this week. A lot of tree preservation stuff. A lot of air spading, not just for girdling roots, but did some trenching for root pruning. Did some vertical mulching. But at the same time, it's been interesting. I've been called an idiot this week by a homeowner who didn't understand proper tree care. And it was interesting how it happened. There was a branch going over the house, and most people would just cut this branch off of the trunk. Man, that would have been so much easier than all this weight reduction, pruning, retrenchment, reduction cuts. Wow, that took some time, took some effort to do that. If we would have just cut that 18-inch branch off right at the trunk, man, we'd have been in and out of there, right? But that's not right. So, my guys are the best. They're skilled. They're skilled professionals. They're not just some summer help. They're guys who have a passion, and the girls that work in my organization. They're all passionate. They've chosen this as a career path. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud to have them, in my organization. But anyway, so we're in this backyard. One of the guys is up in the lift, and he's working on the end of the branch and bringing it back in and doing what it needs, to make it not be all over the neighbor's house. It was a neighbor's tree that we're working on. But, he wanted it worked on because he wanted all this over his neighbor's house taken care of. What a great neighbor, right? So the neighbor comes out and he's, "Hey, Hefe. Hefe." Well, I had my earmuffs down, so I kind of half heard him. But, it sent a little chill up my spine. Like, why do I got to be Hefe? I mean, it's not like Jefe's a bad word. In Spanish, it means, kind of like the boss. But it was his tone, right? So I flip up the earmuffs. I say, "Yes, sir. Can I help you?" He's like, "Why aren't you up there? Why aren't you doing that work?" And I'm like, "Because the guy in the lift doing the work, he's better than me. That's why." And I'm like, "Why? What does it matter? Does he really know what he's doing?" And I could see where it was going. And he came into the work zone. And I had my earmuffs down. We practice PPE. It's serious in the company. It's a culture. We take it serious. All it takes is one injury, fleck of something in the eye, screw your day up, blow your hearing out, a headache. It's not worth it. So wear all the gear, right? And we're professionals. We're not tree guys and girls. We are tree care professionals. That's what we are. And I don't think that people recognize that those of us whose skin has been kissed by the sun can be professionals also, and really, really good at what we do. We're not just a bunch of Jose's, right? And even if we were, because I know a bunch of Jose's south of the border. There's some of the finest arborists south of the border. I'm talking Mexico, Central America, all of Latin America, South America. It's really bad. So anyways, I'm explaining to him. He's like, "What? Just take the whole branch off. You don't know what you're doing. I know a lot of tree guys. You don't know what you're doing. That's not how to do it." Man, how do you condescend to tell me how to do my job? I know, because I'm brown. That's what it is. Because I'll bet you, if I wasn't brown, I'd have got a whole different level of respect. Because I've seen it. I've seen it my whole life. See, maybe you think I just got into this. I've been doing this. I've been in this industry, the green collar profession, for 30 plus years. Okay? So I know a little something. And I've watched how other people have been treated and handled. You know, the brown shirts, the grunts, the white shirts, and it's usually just like that. The Anglos are wearing the white shirts, and the lighter shade of brown guys are wearing the brown shirts. I mean, I understand, right? But that doesn't mean they're any less professional than the white shirts. I think there's a real problem out there with the perception of what people do based on skin color and where they're from, all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you something. I'm garbage, man. I come from trash. I'm from the streets. I'm not from the communities that I work in. I am now. So, you know, the guy kept pushing. You don't know what you're doing. And all those suckers inside the tree, they should all be removed. I said, those are actually called water sprouts, and they should not be removed. They should be spaced out along the branch. And I did the whole, you know, if you take everything out, gut the inside of the tree, it's called lion's tailing, bad for the tree. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're doing. Do these guys even speak English? Excuse me? Why is that a necessary comment? And if they don't speak English, they know what they're doing with the tools they have. Because they're pros. And they chose this job, this profession. They chose to do this. This is not a summer thing for them. It's pretty bad. So it did make me angry, and this isn't really a rant. It's like, you know, just about everything that I post is really a cry for help. I'm looking for the cream of the crop that's going to teach me how to deal with this kind of stuff, because I'm a leader. I'm already a leader, and I want to be, you know, at the top of the game. I don't want to be liked. I want to be respected. That's key. I don't care if you like me or don't like me, because it's human nature. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm not going to try to be. And we're not all going to resonate with each other, because we're from different places, different walks of life, different experiences. But you're going to respect me. Make no mistake. And I'm going to respect you, even if I don't like you. So then I moved to another property later on during the week. Actually, it was yesterday. So today's Friday. Yesterday was Thursday. And I'm on this golf course, and I'm just kind of chilling for a minute, you know, taking a break. Here comes these two guys in the golf cart. Amigo, no sit there, amigo. Golf balls, cabeza. Man, I speak English. Why do you assume that I don't speak English? I was born here. I'm from Detroit. What the hell? I've been to Mexico like 5 times. And even then it was to like all the tourist places that everybody else goes to, right? Why do you assume that because I'm brown? I mean, that's like assuming that all black people are from the hood. I know a lot of people like that. They think all black people are from the hood. What's the matter with you? I know black people that grew up 10 times with 10 times more than I grew up with. They grew up in these houses that I service. Just because you're black don't mean you're from the hood. What the hell's the matter with you? It's the most ignorant thing ever. So I'm like, what's up? He's like, the golf ball's going to hit you in the head. And you know what was cool is the guy that was with him. I mean, these are older guys. You know, I'm 48. These guys are probably 60 some years old. And the other guy in the passenger seat, he kind of turned and looked, and he was like, F him. He didn't say it out loud, but I could read his lips. He was like, F him. And he told them, he's like, leave him alone. He's a certified arborist. I couldn't believe it. I wanted to give the guy a kiss. For God's sakes, he recognized. I mean, how many more letters do I got to get after my name? How many more? How many more patches do I need? I'm a TCIA certified tree safety professional. I'm a qualified crew leader. I'm a plant healthcare technician specialist. I'm a certified arborist. I'm tree risk assessment qualified. I'm working on my BCMA. One of these days, I'm going to be an RCA, which is a registered consulting arborist, for those of you who don't know. It's a process, man. I'm making my way, but how many more letters do I got to get after my name before I get some respect? So, the golf cart thing, that happened with those two guys. Then later on, I'm on this property because it's a big property. We got hundreds of trees to take care of in this managed home community. So I'm actually on site and I'm helping because there's some hotspot areas, some homeowners that need some extra attention. And I'm good at doing that. And I'm at one of these houses and a lady from across the street comes out. Excuse me, do you speak English? Why wouldn't I speak English? I mean, what happens the next time I go to the store and I look at some man or woman and say, excuse me, do you speak English? Oh, I just assumed you spoke Czechoslovakian. I just assumed you spoke Gaelic. I'm sorry. I just assumed that you spoke Russian. Because in this part of Chicago, we got a lot of Russians. I just figured you didn't speak English. I'll probably get my mouth blown out. I'll probably get punched right in the jaw. So why is it okay for other people to do that to us? It's really messed up, man. And again, and I wanted to say that. I'm not one of these people that's like, do you know who I am? But sometimes, man, it's hard. I want to say, do you know who I am? Let me tell you something. Do you know who I am? Google me. Put my name in Google. Google me. Video. I'm all over the place. I'm on social media like crazy. I won the Tree Care Industry Association 2018 social media award for my contribution to the advancement of arboriculture. What else do I got to do? I mean, I can't change my skin color. I think I'm doing a really good job of communicating effectively, speaking well. I don't get mad. I don't push back. But man, it's hard. It's really hard. But it's cool what makes it all better is when I go to somebody's house and they're like, man, I didn't know who you were. I looked your company up and it took me down the rabbit hole. And I found you online and your guys and your team. Oh my God, the work that you guys do. You guys are famous. I can't believe you're in my house. Yeah. When the Get team rolls up to your property, man, you don't know who's at your house. I mean, we're rock stars. We are. It's okay. It's okay to say it. I'm not embarrassed or ashamed. Worked really hard to get me and the team, put on like that. And I'm proud of it. Because I want to raise the bar and I want to try to find a way to stop this. Because it makes me wonder, I'm tough. I'm hard. My soul, my heart is calloused from the years of the abuse I've taken growing up. So I can handle it when someone says, you speak English and all that. I don't get uppity. But I acquired these tools over a lifetime in this business, in this industry. Other people have not. They will go off on you if you come at them like that. Or worse than that, they may experience it and eject out of this industry altogether. So again, these posts, these videos, this social media stuff that I do, this isn't to get any kind of accolades. I'm asking for help. I need like 4 pay scales above me to help me help others. To cry for help. I want to be a part of bringing people in the industry. And in case you haven't noticed, we're all getting a little browner as time goes on. We're the largest Hispanics, Latinos are the largest growing demographic, there is. This is a fact. How you feel about that, it doesn't matter to me. It's just a fact. And you'd be good to come on board because it's good for commerce. It's good for business. And it's the future labor force. And every man and woman has a desire to elevate themselves to higher places in life. So we got to have these tools, I've been to roundtable events talking about bringing people into the industry from lower socioeconomic areas. Do you know how to deal with people from lower socioeconomic environments when they show up to punch in the first day? Have you been around those kinds of people? It's not enough to say that, hey, I just want to hire black kids from the urban inner city. Do you understand it's a different culture? Or I love Hispanic people, Latinos. I just want a whole company full of them, and they work hard. I mean, do you understand why Latinos work hard? Do you understand why we dominate this industry? Do you understand that way back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, the people picking the vegetables, these people are from farming communities. They gravitated into this industry. And there's a big opportunity for you if you're Latino. Man, there's a huge opportunity for you. Our forefathers and foremothers, they're stewards of the land. They're stewards of the environment. They came here and they brought that with them. It's a culture that we have of caring for the earth, caring for the land, caring for trees, right? You don't just got to cut grass your whole life. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's entry level. It's like working at McDonald's, right? McDonald's, I'm sure, is a great job. You start on the fry machine, you're cooking burgers, you're baking buns, whatever they do, right? But it's entry level. Cutting grass is entry level. I started the same way. But get some letters after your name. Maybe more people with more letters after their name will help. I don't know. Wears me out. You have no idea how much violence in my life it took to make me this calm. Quite a bit. So, didn't mean it to be a rant. I guess it turned into that, sorry. But really the intention here is, who's going to lift me up so I can keep reaching back and lifting others up? Because it's like an uphill battle. And some people are just going to be like, you know what, I'll go somewhere else where the stereotype doesn't matter. Because when you're a major league arborist, like us, like me, my crew, my team, the spotlight's on all the time. And they're just looking for us to be slipping. I remember I started in the nursery industry. And I remember them asking me at the end of the season, so when are you going home? And I'd say, go home. I am home. They're like, yeah, but where are you really from? What do you mean where I'm really from? So at that time I was living in Virginia. I'm from the southwest side of Detroit. And you're asking me when I'm really going home. What you meant to say is, when are you going back to Mexico? I don't know. I only been there twice. I don't think they'll have me, to be honest with you. I've been dealing with this stuff for 30 years. It's not getting any better. It needs to get better. Things are changing. As you can see, the country's on fire. So, that was my week. I hope you had a great week. I'm already looking forward to next week. Because we do great work. We love what we do. We make a big positive impact in the urban forest because we're guardians of it. We're getting better every day because we choose to. I can't wait for Monday so we can do more of that. So if you're Latino and you watch this thing all the way through, hit me up. Respond back in the comments below. And I mean, have you experienced any of this stuff too? And how do you deal with it? If you're a Latino entrepreneur, you have your own business, you got crews, they got to deal with this. How are you teaching them? What are you saying to them? What's your response to these kinds of things? How do you keep it pro, 100? Y'all be good. Peace.